Hey folks, I want to talk about real quick back injuries. What you can do to try to rehab a back injury. Now, I'm not your doctor. I'm nobody to look at x-rays or anything else or CAT scans and assess what the fuck is wrong with your back or see, I looked away, I must be lying. Maybe I really am a doctor. Anyway. Oh shit. The internet world. Anyhow. If you got back pain, you got a back injury, your back's stiff all the time, something hurts, I want to tell you about what I consider to be a miraculous discovery. That's not really a discovery anymore. It's been around quite a while now. And this is a piece of equipment that a friend of mine had one, and I used it with a lot of people that I was helping out that had various back injuries. And if you had a back injury, basically, no matter how old you were or young you were or how you got it, if it was in the lower back region, everything from seniors that couldn't, sit up in the bed in the morning hardly because their back was so tight or it hurt so bad or whatever, or couldn't stand up straight, all the way from that to, athletes that had injured their lower back, or even guys, even high schoolers and college guys that had hurt their backs, through some kind of sport or recreation or whatever. Didn't even have to know what it was, put them right on this fucking machine, and without fail, it improved every single person I ever put on it. After it had improved my own back injuries and just completely eliminated back pain that I had been having for quite a while. And you know what? To this day, that pain's never, ever been seen again. Never returned, never been seen or heard from. So the piece of equipment is called a reverse hyperextension, and it's kind of like a backwards back extension. And it was made by Louis Simmons of West Side Barbell. It's his brilliance that came up with this idea when he himself had broken his back in '73. He broke his fifth vertebrae, and he did it deadlifting or good mornings, and then he deadlifted shitload of weight. Of course, we're talking lots and lots of weight. One of the strongest powerlifters ever, and he had all these kind of fucking issues. He had sciatica from the injury so bad down both legs that he couldn't straighten the legs out. It was extreme pain, and somebody asked me about sciatica, how to approach this coming back from it. And he came up with the idea of this reverse hyperextension. And if you're not familiar with it, what it actually is the torso, you lay face down, the torso is supported from the waist up, right? Torso, and your legs dangle, they hang off of the end of it. And there's a pendulum down there, hanging down there, in front of your feet, front of your legs, with a little like T across the bottom where you can hook your feet, your ankles in front of it, and you swing your legs up behind you. Reverse hyperextension. And this thing is miraculous how it works. Well, first he invented the exercise, and it relieved his pain. He worked with it. I mean, it wasn't like overnight in his case because he was fucked up. But it worked so well that he was able to return to powerlifting and went on to be ranked in 2 consecutive years, 4th and 5th, which was like 78, 79, I believe. And then 1980, I think, he recorded like the 3rd biggest total in powerlifting as a 220 pounder. Then in 82, I think, he ended up breaking his 5th vertebrae again, breaking his back again, shattered his 5th vertebrae. And a surgeon wanted to remove 2 discs and fuse his spine and cut out a bunch of bone spurs. And of course, being the tough SOB that he is, he wasn't having any of it. So he went back to his reverse hyper, and he had some acupressure and acupuncture, some other stuff he tried in conjunction with it. But basically the reverse hyper, after 17 weeks or some number of weeks like that, a pretty decent extended period, he was able to fully resume powerlifting and regain full strength again, and go on to again be ranked like the top 5 in the world. So And, you know, fast forward to today, he's patented it. It's his thing. And, I mean, it'd been around a long time by the time I came across it. I just wasn't aware of it, didn't know about it. It's not something you see in most gyms. Now, you do run into it in strength training and powerlifting gyms, certain times, certain places, but not everywhere, again. But most conventional gyms, you never see one. You may see one at like rehabilitative therapy places, stuff like that, because it's the real deal. And the professional medical community knows the value of it. So any of you guys out there with bad back or whatever, there's actually one right up the street from me here at a gym in the area. So, and it's a strength-oriented gym. If you guys are having back issues and back pain and you got some problems like this, sciatica or whatever, this is what you want to do. You want to get a hold of one of these, or you want to try and mimic the exercise. Just Google it. Google images. Christ, you'll get, you know, endless amounts of images of it. Look how it's performed. Look basically what's going on and try to mimic that. You know, lay on a countertop or a tabletop or whatever. Figure out some way you can try and do it and see if it doesn't give you some fucking, you know, relief. All right, so I would bet on it. I mean, if tomorrow I fucked my back up to that degree, I would be online buying one, because to me, they're not that expensive. Number one, considering, you know, what you gain, and what are you going to put a price on? How are you going to put a price on that kind of relief? I mean, that's how fucking awesome it actually is. I've seen it with my own two eyes. I had an older lady who was probably late 60s, not really that old, but she was late 60s, and her thing was she wanted to know if there's anything she could do to relieve her pain and suffering so she could get out of bed sooner in the morning. It took her a long time to get her shit together just to be able to sit up in the bed because her back hurt so bad, and then to stand up, lower back. How about this? And this is, you believe it if you want, it's internet world. Nobody thinks anybody has a life out here in the real world and really does these things, so nobody's going to believe it except for, you know, you real motherfuckers that are out there. You know, but these little busters and all this isn't for them anyway. This is for people that actually can use it. She said that after the first session on it, which was very modest, right, because I'm not trying to hurt anybody, after the first session on it, she was able to sit up in her fucking bed. Now that's pretty remarkable. So, sounds too good to be true. Try it out and see. Like I said, just Google it. You'll see enough images of it. Go to Westside Barbell, Louis Simmons', you know, site. There's tons of information on it. Mimic the exercise itself, the movement. You know, you can reproduce it at home. There's a number of ways you can come up with to do it. You know, use your ingenuity, strategize, and see if it doesn't give you some relief, and let me know. You got, you know, guy just emailed me today earlier about sciatica and shit. Email me and let me know. I know it's going to help you, so give it a try, all right?